All right, my friends, welcome to class. So we had a request from William for stretching, de-stressing, alleviating the rush of our week. Are there any other requests that I can help you with today in yoga class? When you don't make requests, my goal is to have a really nicely balanced flow through class, a little touch on all of our different areas in our body, a little challenge, a little rest, a little challenge, a little relief and stretch. So we'll sprinkle in some more challenging moments today, but I promise I'll balance those out for you with lots of moments. And if you ever were to make requests, that just means that I'll try to touch on those areas of your body or whatever you've requested a little extra than I try to do normally. If we haven't met yet, my name is Tiffany. Thank you so much for choosing me to stretch your mind and move your body with today. And thank you for choosing yourself, because I feel that the more we breathe and take time to honor our bodies, to improve our health and wellness mentally and physically, the more we impact the world in a better way as well. So I hope that you notice your yoga goes much further than just what you're practicing on the mat, that you feel mood boosted, de-stressed, and you're able to handle everything that comes your way in a graceful and easy manner. Let's head on back. We're going to begin with a little breath work. If you're leaving your desk space, hopefully, and you have a little spot set up for your yoga, that's where we'll head to today. And if you're new to class with me, you'll notice I have the shape of a T with two mats. I just do that so that I can turn all different ways and show you things, but you'll only need one space. Some folks choose to work with a towel on the ground, or even the bare floor is great as well. And if you know that when you kneel on the ground, your knees give you a little trouble, you may like to bring a soft, cushiony material to your yoga space for under your knee when we kneel in a moment. Let's begin, my friends, with our feet outside our hips width distance. That's the bones in the front of our hips. That'll be our hips width, just outside that. With our toes turned slightly out. And then we'll just give our toes a little wiggle. Kind of move around through the ankles and the feet and establish a firm foundation, feeling the four corners of our feet plugging in. As you breathe in, take a big reach to the sky. Take a moment here, continue your breath flow, but stretch a little longer. Maybe take a wiggle or two now that you've moved out of your seated workspace. Just start to brighten up, lighten up, lengthen. As you exhale, clasp your hands around your low back. If you'd like, push palms together, stretch knuckles to the ground. And if that's a bit too much to begin, use a hold on your forearms. So we can have hands clasped or our forearms clasped, opening up in our chests for a breath or two. And feel free to breathe anyway. It's really natural to you, especially when we first start. I love to get a few open mouth exhalations. Why don't we try that together and see if it's comfy for you? Breathe in through your nose. Take a big audible out breath, like a sigh. I think that's so rejuvenating. Feels like it's just getting rid of the old and making room for the new. Let's move together with our breath, my friends. Arms rise as you inhale. Exhale, draw them down to shoulder height in a goalpost. Inhale, pull your elbows a bit back behind you, spreading your chest wide. See if you can tilt your fingers back towards the wall behind you. Exhale, pressing forearms and palms together in front of your nose. The best you can. You might have a little bit of space. If you can push them together, that'd be wonderful. Tuck down and round, angry cat. And we're just practicing here. So if you got lost with that exhale, no worries. We'll put it together in a moment. Arms rise to the sky. Inhale. Hold on to your right something. That could be your fingers, your wrist, or your forearm. And take a tip as you exhale to your left. Can you breathe into your ribs here? Lift your bottom rib from your hip. Create some space, lightness, and brightness. Inhale back to center, soften through your shoulders to the best of your ability. Exhale, holding left hand, wrist, or forearm, leaning to your right. Envision the space on your left side growing. Coming back through the center, let's move with our unique pace of breath. Inhale, stretching tall. Exhale, goalpost arms. Inhale like a cow body. Elbows move back. I'll show you what I mean by that. Belly moves forward, a little back bend. Exhale like a cat body. Pressing forearms and palms together, tucking down like a spooky cat rounding its back. Inhale, open back to the sky. As you exhale, soften knees, lean to your left. Inhale through the center, wide arms. Exhale, soft bend to your right. Same thing, we're just gonna go on repeat. Inhale, immerse yourself in your breath. Goalpost, exhale. Cow, inhale. Exhale, cat, take your eyes down towards your navel. Rise and shine on your inhale. As you exhale, lean left. Inhale, center. Exhale, lean right. Come again, breathing in. Maybe our breath feels a little longer now. Exhale, goalpost. Inhale, open your eyes, open your throat as you find your standing cow. Exhale, standing cat. Can you even tuck your tailbone under? Inhale, soft reach skywards, eyes may like to follow. And as you exhale, your right leg may want to take a little step behind for a bigger side bend. Inhale through the center, breathing and stretching open. Exhale, lean right, maybe your left foot does that big step over. Inhale, back to center, sweep arms to the sky. Last round, exhale, goalpost. Inhale, standing cow. Exhale, standing cat. Inhale, elevate. Exhale, tip to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, tip to your right. Inhale, center. And as you exhale, sweep hands down. Give them a nice little shake out. Shake out through your fingers and your shoulders. Did they get sleepy overhead? Mine did too. So we're gonna take them for a little roll backwards. They felt a little fiery, right? A little warmth in that shoulder socket. Take them for a roll forwards. Shake out again through the arms, try to loosen up here. And if there's an intention you'd like to set for your yoga practice today, a wish, a hope, an expectation, anything that may come to mind, bring your hands to prayer or cover your heart and tuck your chin down. It can be something, my friends, as simple as, may I give my full attention, my full physical body to the breath practice today. May this practice be a benefit to me. And I give my full attention, all of my body, to my breath. Try to fill our bodies, saturate them with breath today. I think that intention sounds great. Let's go with it unless you have a better one. Arms rise, beginning to move here together. Extended mountain pose. Eyes open and forward, feeling a little brighter, a little bit more lifted. As you exhale, bend your knees, finding a forward fold. We're gonna hold for just a moment, yogis. Bend your knees as much as you need to let your body, your torso, hang really heavy here. And once we start to feel that whoosh of blood coming into our brain, just pause for a moment. Becoming more open-minded and see if we can let this new flow of blood to our brain help us become more curious and observant. Maybe more creative for the afternoon. Give your head a firm nose shake. See if we can loosen up something that has been holding us back. Let go of a little baggage, maybe. Sling it off your hair. Gently nodding your head in a slow motion yes, a really exaggerated yes shape. And as your head hangs, take a little touch to the back of your neck, ensuring that there are no wrinkles back there. We're really long. We're opening the back of our necks by tucking chins up towards our chest. One more breath in your forward fold. Ever so slowly during your exhale, roll to rise. Just going slow here so we don't get dizzy. Shoulders up, back, and down. Sweep arms to the sky, and we're going to try again to clasp our hands behind our low backs. Hands will be a little better. You can do forearms if you need to, but it might be a little awkward this time. We're going to bend our knees and try to forward fold with this grip. So sure, you could do forearms. It's just a little bit of a challenge. Therefore, you might want to hold your palms or your wrists instead. But if you have a finger grab, you're holding your palms clasped together. Let's elevate our knuckles skywards to the best of our ability, trying to rinse out our shoulder tension. While you're here, take a little look to your right side, just trying to twist gently into our necks. Keep what you have, move your eyes to the left. And as you bring your nose back to the center, if your shoulders were really shrugged forward and down, see if you can pull your shoulder blades together like they're hugging your spine, and you've created a lot of space now for your neck. Feeling like your neck grew like a turtle. I love that. Just a different way to experience this. One more big breath in. As you exhale, finding your low back and sliding hands all the way down to the floor. Forward fold again. Step on back with your right leg. You might even slide that leg back. And once you've found your lunge, we'll drop the knee, shin and top of foot. This is a good time to pad up, yogis, if you have a really hard surface and your knee doesn't like it. In your time, reach to rise, stretching all the way up. Yogi's choice whether your hips elevate as well, or whether they like to stay forward and down. We're always moving intuitively, listening to our body's requests, finding what feels good for us and doing more of that. One more big breath here. I'll make suggestions as we go through class, and you make the best decisions for your body in the moment today, please. Release your hands. They frame the left foot and we'll elevate our right knees. Rising again, if that feels like a challenge, press off that left thigh. Take a big stretch up to a high lunge. You may like to straighten your legs gently. See if you can settle back down into a lunge. Both knees can be bent, or your back leg could lift from the back of your knee and straighten with some energy. Releasing again, finding a frame around your left foot. Let's take a tabletop, knees under hips. Hands underneath your shoulders. Tops of feet are flat for the moment. Rounding your back skywards, cat pose again. Really push out of your palms, knees, and tops of feet. Tuck your toes under. Drop your belly here. Open the ribs and take your gaze and tailbone skywards. Let's move through a couple more like that. Tops of feet flat, angry cat. Toes tuck, cow. One little add-on for our next couple of rounds, yogis. As you find your next cat, push your palms forward. They won't actually move. Isometrically, energetically, push, 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 push the palms forward. Finding cow with the toes tucked, we're going to drag the heels of our hands back towards our knees. Really pull back. Feel more stretch? Awesome. Let's try again. Push as you find cat. Pull as you find cow. We're going to move with our own breath. Exhale, round. Inhale, open front body. Exhale, opening back body. Inhale, cow. Very beautiful job, my friends. Finding your way down. Stretch out your belly. We're going to walk the hands forward. And then find our way down to lying flat on our bellies with our forearms down, tops of feet flat. Bringing our body to a lift, slide your elbows under your shoulders. If you look at your forearms, they're like the number 11, parallel to one another here. Give your belly a big stretch open in Sphinx pose. Eyes can always look wherever it feels good to you, but we're going to do a little neck stretch here. If you feel too compressed in your low back, widen your feet. See if that helps. Okay, when you're ready, my friends, tuck your chin down towards your chest. Take a roll of your left ear towards your left shoulder. Chin tucks back towards the center, right ear rolls, right shoulder. And you do whatever feels nice. Like I like a little lift of my chin at the top, and then roll back down, really tuck the chin. All the while, yogis, shoulders as far down from earlobes as possible. Elbows tugging back towards your big toes for more stretch in the torso. When it feels like you've had enough of this neck rolling, we're going to come back down fully flat to the floor. Lying all the way flat, make a pillow with your left hand underneath your forehead, and the right arm will reach back towards our right baby toes. Bending your right knee, try to catch the top of your foot and stretch out your quadricep here. As soon as you catch your foot, you're going to feel a lift underneath your hip point. Would you please try to square your hips and anchor that right hip point down? You'll feel more stretch sensation this way. And for some of us, we can't catch our foot, yogis. It's okay. Options, you can try to lift your upper body again, catch it and lie back down, or you just keep reaching for it. If you don't have a hold and you don't feel a good stretch in your quad, you're going to be really strengthening up your hamstring. So any movement is a good movement. How slowly can you exhale and release your leg? If it feels a little cranky, you can lift your toes and do a little windshield wipe with that leg, slowly and in control. When you're ready, we'll switch. Right hand underneath your forehead, left heel to butt. Try to reach back and catch the top of your foot. And as soon as you start pulling your heel towards your backside, we'll anchor down through the left hip point. Giving all of our love and energy to that left thigh and hip flexor. Trying to relax our facial features. Unclench your jaw. Allow your breath to softly flow. Releasing when you're ready. Very slow, very controlled. Take that half windshield wipe if it feels good for your hips. And once your legs are both out long, we'll slide our hands by a middle rib cage and press on back to child's pose. Let's sprinkle a little bit of core into this sun salutation. Come on forward to tabletop again. Just a little, yogis. Take your right knee all the way to your right elbow and give it a little smooch. We're just gonna try to tap the two together. Hover that right knee back in table and kiss again, right on into that elbow. Hover. Squeeze and hover, moving through your right side body or obliques. 4, just 3, and 1. Well done. Stretch back into child's pose. Walk your hands left, pull your hips right. Give yourself a release through that right side. See if your right palm may like to stretch over top of your left. Through the center when you're ready for the left side. Back up into table. Left knee right on in, touching that left elbow or as close as you can come. Hover in between. Squeeze, hover, release. I like to breathe with an exhale as I tap the elbow and an inhale to hover the shin. 3, 2, and 1. Back to child's pose. Hands right. Hips left. Left hand may like to drape on top of your right. And wherever you've landed, breathe a lot of space and release into your left side body. Finding your downward facing dog. Shift forward back to table. Top toes, lift your hips high. Ease your body back. Head through elbows, chest to knees, and thighs to the wall behind you. doing whatever feels good. You may like a whole lot of stillness. I'm pedaling my feet here, lifting and lowering, alternating heels. Let's try one more big inhalation. Inhale, right leg rises. As you exhale, look at your thumbs and try to bring your knee right under your chest to step right leg somewhere around thumb height. If you got stuck, grab your right ankle and help it through. Soft landing with your left knee. Kneeling lunge, and we'll just take a soft elevation through the upper body. Your hips can be wherever they make you feel happy. I'm gonna keep mine a little lower. Take a big breath into your kneeling lunge. As you exhale, release. Let's elevate that back knee. Feels better, right? Than being down on that floor. Take a big breath in. Let's amplify some joy by inhaling as big as we can this next round. Reaching skywards with our fingers, our hearts, maybe our eyes for the balance challenge. You decide if both knees are bent, or maybe that left knee, the back leg, is really lifting from the back of your knee, pushing long through your heel. Inhale till your heart's content. Exhale, frame right foot, slide back leg in, releasing to forward fold, knees as bent as you need them. Inhale when you're ready, rolling to rise. Stretch skyward. Let's repeat. Come all the way back down. We'll make things a little different this round. Forward fold. Starting with your left leg, slide it all the way back. As you inhale, you choose, yogis, whether you have a kneeling lunge or an elevated lunge. Holding here for a moment. As you exhale next time, clasping hands or forearms behind your low back. Can we try to get the right thumb on top or the right forearm on top? Stretch back and down, open your heart wide, and then lift your chest skywards. Reach only your right arm to the sky. Let your left fingers reach all the way down towards your left heel. Big sunny breath in. I like to envision a nice warm sunshine beaming some energy down on us. Now watch if you're a little nervous about this one. We're gonna windmill both arms down to twisted lunge. Watch me and I promise I'll come back up to take you there together. Windmill, windmill, reach to lunge. So come with me if you haven't yet. You're in reverse lunge. Right arm sweeps down, left circles up. Maybe we have time for one more right arm circle to the sky. We found our way into that twisted lunge. I love that move. Try one more big breath in. Now as you reach eyes down, right arm follows. Find your way back to downward facing dog. If you feel like you want, stop by your tabletop or your child's pose. We're gonna rest here for 2 breaths, so find us when you can, yogis. Let's flow together, moving breath and body as one. Inhale, come forward from down dog to plank. Drop your knees if your low back or your shoulders are feeling cranky today. Exhale when you're ready, bending elbows and finding your way down to a soft belly. Let's stretch our fingers back to both baby toes at the same time, elevating our chest, maybe even our upper rib there. And if you'd like, bend your knees, pulling your heels towards your fingers. If they're within reaching distance, go ahead, give them a grab. One more big breath in here. Love that sensation of floating up, like riding the breath wave there. As you exhale, descend softly. Slide hands by middle ribs, push back child's pose. Come all the way back forward, tuck toes, downward facing dog. Let's take a lift of our left legs on your inhalation. Look forward, find your thumbs, and step all the way up there. As we find this lunge, yogis, left heel under your knee. If you got caught behind, just scoot it forward with your left hand. Kneeling or high lunge, yogi's choice. As we reach down for either clasped hands or forearms, left thumb or left forearm will be on top this time. Feels a little different that way, right? Okay, let's lift up and shine our hearts really proudly forward. Just the left arm reaches skywards on your next inhale. For the balance challenge, we'll keep our eyes skywards if we can. And really reach down with your right fingers. So if we move slowly enough, we have time for like 1.5 windmills, right? Let's try. We're going to find that twisted lunge. Left arm down, right arm circles up. Then I like to try to do another half circle with the left reaching to the sky. Twisted lunge. While we're here, breathing into the hips, pulling left hip back, right hip rolling forward. Eyes down, left fingers follow. Frame your left foot and step forward. Take a big release through forward fold. Knees can be as bent as you need, remember. I want you to always feel comfy here. Finding your way to the tip top when you're ready. Arms elevate. Adding on a little different round, we're going to try to do a tiny bit more core for our side bodies, okay? Giving them some love. Take a big breath in, full of confidence. Exhale any doubts as you find your forward fold. A halfway lift, my friends. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Right leg steps back. Rather than lunge, we're going to land that entire foot. Toes turned out a little bit for warrior one. Elevating our upper bodies, stretching skywards, and then bending into our left knees. The more we bend the left knee, the more we find it challenging to keep that back foot flat, right? Good, that's what we want. We want to feel energy through the inseam and a long line of effort through the outer edge of the foot, really pushing down and lengthening. From here, let's open the arms to shoulder height. Take a tiny swivel to your left. The more you squeeze inner thighs towards one another, the lighter your upper body will be for your swivel. Wrap your left arm around your low back and your right hand to the head of your shoulder. Give a tiny push here with that right hand. See if you can swivel your IVs any more to the left. Little twist through warrior one. Inhaling, reaching back skywards. Swivel your right heel to rise, transitioning to lunge. Exhale, frame your left foot and push back to downward facing dog. Before we carry through our vinyasa, let's hit a little bit more of that core, my friends. Rolling forward, but dropping knees down for tabletop. Slide hands under shoulders, flatten tops of feet. Right knee this time, we're gonna try to touch the top of our shoulder and then hover at the wrist. Come all the way in as close as you can. Try to touch the two together. Hover but tap your wrist and repeat. Rise up, soft down, squeeze up, hover, release. How about a breath out and in, out and in. Do you have 4 more in you? Working on the core. Well done, my friends. Be proud of your efforts. These are very challenging. Awesome. Touch those right knees back down. Slide hands forward, downward facing dog. Lift both heels. You might need to widen your feet and swivel your heels to the left. Consider bending your left knee a lot. We're going to stretch out our right sides. That was worth it for this nice stretch, wasn't it? One more big breath in. Enjoy your right side body opening. Come back to the center down dog when you're ready. Dropping to your knees. Same thing on the other side, yogis. Align yourself for table. Tops of feet soft and flat. Tap left knee to very tip top of your shoulder. That's hard. And then just down to your wrist, but try not to let the knee touch. We'll exhale, rise up. Inhale, hover low. Exhale. Inhale. 6 more. There is No rush. You take as much time as you need to get good quality of movements here. Can we go a little higher on these last two? Challenge yourself. Why not? We were blessed to wake up today with this amazing breath and capable body. Let's use it. Lifting your hips high, downward facing dog. Not because we want to, because that was hard. You may not have wanted to, but because we can, because we have the ability, let's embrace that. Lift our heels. Feet are a little wider than a normal dog. Heels swivel to your right. Bend your right knee if you'd like. You should feel a really nice stretch through your left side. You may notice that. Try one more big breath in. Good open mouth exhalation may help you release that heat on your left side. And then we'll swivel on back to the center. Right leg elevates. Inhale, three-legged dog. Look forward, exhale, step underneath the nose. If you didn't make it, you know what to do. Grab your ankle, help it on forward. Swivel your left foot flat. And when you feel ready, rise to warrior one. The less we bend our right knee, the easier this will feel. So if you're looking for a challenge, really bend. Don't let that back heel rise though. We're gonna push the blade down, elevate the inner arch. Think energy up. I like to breathe in through the left leg and then out, grounding down through the outer edge. Good stuff. Arms rise. Take a big, beautiful breath in. Bend your right knee more if you can. Exhale, right forearm, low back. Left fingers or palm, right shoulder. Big breath in and swivel to your right. It's just a tiny twist, right? But the more you squeeze your inner thighs, the lighter you'll feel in the upper body, the more able you'll be to swivel. Light and long, let's take our breath, our eyes, our fingers skywards. Elevate your left heel. Fingers find release. Frame your right foot, step back. I'm very tricky. Step back, downward facing dog. All right, yogis, it is time for that vinyasa. Roll forward to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Remember, we can always use our knees. And as you extend long through your toes, we'll reach back again. Are you able to clasp your hands behind your low back? Take a big breath in. As you exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, soft elbows, long arms. Reach knuckles back towards your heels. If it's not comfy for you to clasp your hands, just keep reaching towards your pinky toes like we did last round. Stay right here, my friends, long in the back of your neck. Inhale. As you exhale, float toes, knees, and thighs off your mat for full locust. Take a big breath in, widening the webbing of your toes. Exhale, soften down. Consider making a pillow with your hands, one on top of the other, forehead rests on top hand. Knees widen, knees bend, toes come to ceiling, and so slowly we'll take a little windshield wipe of both legs here. Let's try another breath in. Full exhalation. When you're feeling that sense of ease, come back into your low back, toes behind your hip points. Re-extend long. Slide hands by middle ribs. Press back, child's pose. Stretch fingers far overhead. Come to tabletop, toes tuck, hips rise, downward facing dog. Looking at your thumbs here, let's take a little tiptoe walk forward. You might like that challenge of lifting your foot, trying to land the heel first, then the ball of your foot. Lift, land, heel, ball, lift, lift. When you found your forward fold, hang heavy for a moment and roll yourself to rise. Big, beautiful breath in. Very proud of you during that strength work. Kudos, yogis. Scoop up your left knee. Give it a squeeze. Really big squeeze. Yes. Scoop it behind your butt. Same thing we did lying. but we're standing now for the quad stretch. And one little minor adjustment. Can you see like how sometimes our butt will stick out in this posture? Align your knees and then try to tuck your tailbone down. Notice how your belly comes in a little. Stretch moves more deeply into front of hip and thigh. Tuck tailbone. Very nice. Arms rise, right arms rise if you'd like. And if you've got a case of the wiggles, just hold on to something with that right hand, a piece of furniture or a wall. It's really helpful. Keep tucking tailbone down. One more breath in. Stay long in the right fingers. Scoop that left knee back to your chest. This time be really easy with it. Let it swing around. Open like a half French door and close. Take a circle or two. Collect that thigh with both hands. We're going to give it a little hug from underneath. Try to extend our legs. And you know, yogis, anything we do can be on the ground. So in this case, we probably can't reach, but we'll extend forward, still with energy through the thigh. Think about really squeezing your kneecap up your thigh. If possible, no hands. Sweep on open. Take one more big breath in. Hug again, knee left. Opening to the left side. We'll only be able to use one hand for this one. Open right arm wherever it feels good. You can assist from the front or the back. Extend again. Remember, the floor is always great. Still squeezing. If possible, no hands for one breath. Very nice. Recatch, bend, scoot it forward, give it another squeeze, and let it go. Shake everything out. Ooh, that got spicy fast. So if it got really spicy, give it a little rub. Sometimes you can use your knuckles and just tap around. That feels better. Grounded leg, does it need some love? Good work. Scoop your right knee on up. Big squeeze. Heel to butt. We're going to try to align our knees side by side, and then that slight pelvic tilt forward as you tuck your tailbone. Think like a scared puppy. Tail under. Yeah, then we feel the right thigh, right hip flexor. Left arm, big breath. Keep breathing through that stretch. A little extra tuck maybe. Left arm stays where it is. Right knee helps. Right hand helps the knee back to your chest, but then we'll let it have a little fun. Super free spirited here. Maybe you're opening and closing or circling in any direction. When you've made it back to the center, let's scoop it up with both hands. So I'll even clasp for a moment. Make sure I've found core strength. Belly lifts and pulls back towards your spine. Start to engage your right thigh. Extend your right leg. Think of pushing through the ball of your foot. See if you can go for one breath with no hands. Right hand finds the thigh, rebend. Opens to the side. Stay really wide, even in your chest. Extend. Maybe no hands, just one big breath in. As you hug back on the right leg, bend, come forward, give it a squeeze, and release. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that got spicy. Okay, so whatever you can do to let that go. I like to give it a little love, shake, a little bang bang. Want it to feel loose. Okay, let's get some more stretches in. Arms rise, well done on your balance today. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Take a big breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Slide your left leg all the way back. Find a low lunge. Let your hips get heavy. And then press on back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward to plank. Exhale through chaturanga. Keeping your hands somewhere about middle rib cage this round. Shoulders down, elbows pulling towards your spine. Press with the palms to lift your upper body any amount. Upper locust for a big back squeezing breath in. Exhale when you're ready, child's pose. Gonna make our way into a big stretch here. Let's find downward facing dog. And once you're there, lift your left leg on an inhale. Eyes look at your left pinky finger. As you exhale, try to step outside. If you get stuck, you'll use your left hand. Step to the outer left edge of your mat. Yogi's choice on the kneel or lifted leg for lizard or wide lunge. Just hanging out here for a sec. And then if you're still able to see me, watch the transition, or you can just listen. Don't go yet though, yogis. I'm just gonna give you a little advance notice on how we move. We're gonna open the left arm and do a little toe heel all the way over to the right edge of our mat. Landing in pigeon and then guiding heel as close as you need to your pelvis. Some folks find that little walk really hard and they'd rather press back, lift their left leg again, and swing the left knee forward, shin forward. So that's totally your option as well. Let's take one more breath in lizard. Just check it in with your body, seeing what it wants to do. And on the exhalation, we'll find our way to pigeon, whichever method is best for your body. Staying really lifted, we're gonna do just a little bit, no worries. Hip push-ups. I know that sounds scary. I'm gonna show you from the side. When you've made your way to pigeon, your back leg can be straight or bent, yogi's choice. Either way, we're gonna try to do these hip push-ups. If your back leg is straight, you're probably able to lift your hands. And as we go through the lift and lower, you're thinking of pulling your front knee to the back. A little squeeze up through the hips and a lower. Up and a lower. If you have your back knee bent, it's really hard, in my opinion, to lift and do this. So you might like to just keep your fingertips down. Little squeeze up and release. Up and release. Try maybe 4, maybe 6. Squeeze it on the hips to encourage them to release. The work is done. Time to take a little pigeon snooze. Coming down anywhere it feels best for you. When you've made your way somewhere that feels comfy, consider dropping your chin, hanging heavy through the back of your neck, softening heavily into your shoulders. Checking in with the expression on our faces where we have tension that may be lingering, maybe separating bottom from top teeth. Wiggling a little in our noses, letting lips gently part, and getting heavier in the cheeks. Let's enjoy one more cycle of breath. When you're ready, during an exhalation, we'll start to boost our bodies back up. Would it be possible to push back to downward facing dog? If the answer is no, that's okay. You can come to double bent knee pigeon, and you can just scoot back to table and then to dog. But you might feel really comfy lifting your right leg, stepping right back to down dog, and then let's take our left toes high and just wave them around like we just don't care. Do whatever feels good. Finding a sense of loosening. Looking back forward to the thumbs, stepping that foot forward, find a lunge. Back leg follows into the fold we go, and we'll rise again. One final round, yogis. All those big stretches coming from the right leg. Inhale. Exhale. Find a still. Think like a soft waterfall, gently tumbling down. Left leg lunges back. Right leg steps back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg to 3-legged dog. Look outside pinky finger where you'd like to land. If you don't quite make it, help it there. Just hanging out here in lizard for a moment. While you're breathing, staying present with your body, consider breathing in a sense of empowerment, stability, and wisdom from the intuitive movements we've been practicing today. Remember how we get here to pigeon. We can do our little toe heel walk. Right hand moves to the right side, all the way in and settle down through the right knee. Or if that feels too troublesome, just press back, three-legged dog, right leg high, knee to nose, sweep your left shin through. And then when you get set up in your pigeon, go ahead and make your way there. Your shin could be parallel to the top of your mat. That's pretty extreme. Or you might feel more comfy with your heel towards your groin. Back leg could be long, or it could be bent. And then we'll just figure out how we might be able to give a little squeeze to the hips, let them go, a little squeeze and let them go. Lift, hip push-ups, and release. In the hopes that after a few squeezes, giving our hips some love, they might want to relax a bit more quickly for us. When you feel like it's enough, go ahead and descend. Finding your way down to your restful pigeon option. And for these next few breaths, wouldn't it be lovely to breathe in abundance, breathe in newfound confidence, and an enhanced sense of self-worth. Inhale, vitality, stability, and well-being. During your exhalations, consider and give yourself permission to release anxiety regarding the unknown, self-doubts, maybe even shed a layer or two of a fear. Softening into your forehead, the corners of your eyes, and between your eyebrows. The best way for you to get back to downward dog may be to sit on your right cheek and sweep your front leg around from table to dog. Some of us may like to prop up on our hands and push that right leg on back to three-legged dog. Have a little party for one here, just doing whatever feels good with your right leg. As you exhale next time, step it forward between your thumbs. Slide your back foot in, but stay in a forward fold this time, please. Toe heeling your feet as wide as you enjoy for your yogi squats. Let's just come down a little bit to start, my friends. Bending, maybe keeping your butt above your knees, bringing your forearms there. Draw your pelvic floor up and in, engaging through lower abdominals. If there's any more you'd like to descend, take the moment to do so. Finding another breath in here. For your yogi squats, it's also great if you have yoga blocks or textbooks to put them under your butt. You can sit just like that. So you have support, but you're getting the hip opening benefits. Let's try one more breath in here. And as you exhale, find your easiest way to softly have a seat on the floor. Straightening your legs once you've arrived. Walking sits bones back and then engaging feet. We're gonna flex through the toes, pull them back towards our hips. Use our hands if we can reach the floor. We're gonna push down, straightening the arms, soften the elbows, and really elongate your spine. Keep that, but stretch to the sky. Big inhale. Exhale, float forward and over your legs, maintaining soft knees. If you tend to hyperextend through the back of your knee joint, put something like a sweatshirt or a rolled up blanket or towel under your knees to give them the support they need. Just a few breaths here, really nurturing our back bodies, giving ourselves a chance to breathe from the tops of our heads all the way down through the tailbone, from the tops of our shoulders all the way down through the bottoms of our feet. Rising slowly in your time, I like to bring my hands under my shoulders for support. Then we'll just swivel the hands back, thumbs facing out, fingers facing away from body. Uplift everything you just folded in. Take a big, beautiful breath to the sky with your eyes, your chin, your heart, even your navel lifting skyward. Bending your knees here. If you need to get out of class a bit early today for a meeting that starts at 2, it is now 1:55 p.m. So if you're leaving, we'll give ourselves a little hug on the thighs. Let's all do this anyway. We'll transition from here if you can stay. If you're leaving, you'll probably just want to take your knees to one side, roll around that corner for your table, just slowly find your way out of class with that newfound sense of strength, balance, grace, and ease. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your Friday. If you're staying, we're gonna finish up the core work. Don't worry, it's a very lovely bit of core. So as you're holding the backs of your thighs here, we'll make an angry cat back and roll down. Take your knees with you. Give yourself a massage through your low back. That's also your core, your low back. So we're gonna stimulate and energize the back body. If you're still holding on, you might like to use your shins instead of your thighs so you don't smush your hands. And we'll just take what we need, rolling, rocking, circling through the back. Take a few more like this, but just a little tip before we begin. For the first round, we're going leg extensions. I'm going to ask you to open your arms wide and consider opening palms to the sky so we don't accidentally press down through the palms and start using our shoulders. I think this will help us work our core a little bit more deeply. Let's get there. Arms wide, palms up, toes to the sky. Keep your leg really straight. Just lower your left leg to the point where your low back is still on the ground. Elevate. Try the same with the right leg. If this is super duper challenging for you, let's keep going, yogis. The modification will be a much smaller lower and lift, or bend your knee, tap your toes as low as they can go, and re-straighten the top. If this is much too easy for you, we are going to begin double leg extensions. Both legs will move together. I like to bring my big toes to touch here. You're going to notice that you have to stop a little short from where your single legs are going. We want to get to the edge there where your low back is threatening to rise, and then you squeeze back up. Inhale, lower. Exhale, rise. Now, if you need a little more, final add-on, I promise. We're going to take our fingertips to the backs of our ears and elevate our upper bodies, but we're only looking as low as where the ceiling meets the wall so that our necks are feeling long and strong. Can you lift the very bottom of your shoulder blades here? Are you able to continue breathing? That's hard. And can you continue that low back anchor through your yoga space? 3 more breaths, yogis. Really strong movements here. 2 more, I believe in you. Last one. If you're finishing up your single legs, go ahead and do that other side if you need it. Let your head rest when you're ready. Bring a hold to your knees, but bring them to your armpits this time so you can stretch through your inner thighs that you squeezed so tight. If that feels too much for your hips, hands like kickstands, hands under outer knees. Give them a little support. Slowly extending your left leg for half straddle, right leg. Little lengthening, a little rebending. If it feels nice, you can certainly let both legs go. I'm using a heavy hand on the inside of thighs to give myself a little extra stretch. Great job, a little ab blaster at the end there. I'm very proud of you. That one was more for the lower core. Earlier we did the outer, the side core. Bring hands to the outer thighs, closing your knees. Stretch your arms overhead. Let your legs reach long for a good morning stretch. Lift your navel skywards. Let your back escape the floor. Take a big, beautiful breath in. And as you exhale, pull knees to chest, roll to either side using bottom arm as a pillow. Bring your top hand to the floor and roll yourself back to tabletop. Tuck your toes, elevate back to forward fold. From forward fold, a super slow rise to the sky. And check back in with that intention you made earlier. As you drop your hands to heart center, a little bow to your beautiful practice. Did you connect, come alive, and give your full breath and attention to your physical body during this practice? Did you allow your practice to be a benefit to you? I hope that you find ease, that you feel well, healthy in body and mind, that you are happy, and that you have a really positive, beautiful day today. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste, my friends. I can't wait to see you next week. Have a wonderful weekend.